Since the main theme here is the character of Kano Jigoro, we will only briefly touch on the origins of Jujutsu, the martial art that forms the foundation of Kodokan Judo. We plan to create a video explaining Jujutsu in more detail in the future, so if you're interested, please like and subscribe. Jujutsu is broadly considered synonymous with Yawara, Taijutsu, Wajutsu, Toritajutsu, Kogusoku Jutsu, Kenpo, Kumyuchi, and Shuhaku. There are several theories about its origin. On the battlefield, where warriors were covered in armor and helmets, combat did not always end with swords. Even after slashing once, twice, or 3 times, the blows might be deflected by the armor. This would lead to close-quarter grappling. Strikes were ineffective against armored opponents, but joint locks were still effective. This background is one reason why striking-based martial arts never firmly took root in ancient Japan. After subduing an enemy, a samurai could deliver a fatal blow with a small dagger through the gaps in the armor. Jujutsu developed as the battlefield combat technique of the samurai. When capturing criminals or subduing prisoners, where killing was not the goal, Jujutsu techniques were used to restrain them and tie them up with rope. As will be mentioned later, modern Japanese police are required to train in either Kendo or Kodokan Judo as a martial arts subject. During the Edo period, commoners were strictly forbidden from carrying swords. As a result, learning Jujutsu was often the only option for self-defense. It is said that many Jujutsu schools emerged between the 17th and early 19th centuries. The oldest Jujutsu school that can currently be traced through historical records is Takenouchi-ryu Koshi no Mawari Kogusoku, said to have been founded on June 24, 1532. There is also a theory that Jujutsu was brought to Japan by the Chinese martial artist Chen Yuanyun. In Tokyo's Atago Shrine, there is a stone monument called the Kito-ryu Kenpo-hi. This monument was erected in February 1779. The inscription on the stone reads, "The transmission of Kenpo began with the Ming Chinese Chen Yuanyun." Based on this, some claim that Chen Yuanyun is the ancestor of Japanese Jujutsu. However, since multiple schools of Jujutsu, such as Takenouchi-ryu, already existed before Chen Yuanyun came to Japan, the theory of Chinese origin is highly likely to be fictional. Kodokan itself clearly rejects this theory. In 1868, with the Meiji Restoration came the end of the samurai era and the beginning of cultural importation from the West. Japan, eager to cast off its status as a backward Asian culture and join the ranks of the modernized Western nations, threw its efforts into modernization. As a result, a sense of disdain for other Asian cultures grew, and traditional Japanese arts, including martial arts, came to be dismissed as relics of a backward era. It was in this cultural climate that Kodokan Judo was born. It is no exaggeration to say that Kano Jigoro, the founder of Kodokan Judo, is one of the most important figures in modern Japanese martial arts. Nearly all Japanese martial arts have adopted a rank system, and nearly all Japanese unarmed martial arts require the use of uniforms, both of which were invented by Kano. By removing dangerous techniques from Jujutsu and minimizing the time lost due to long rest due to injury, it became possible to improve skills in a short period of time, and it became a subject studied in schools. Although Judo is an elite martial art, what is less known is that in the early days, students competed in inter-style matches against wrestlers and boxers from overseas, and that Kano himself competed in inter-style matches against Jujutsu practitioners. Japan B is a channel that randomly shares information about lesser-known aspects of Japanese culture, spanning across various genres,